been to the previous 11, was it? But just some really important themes that I just wanted to talk through, that are things that have been troubling me, and I know they're things that we talk about a lot within the HR community as well. One of the things that sort of has, I've had a very sort of interesting career, worked in a lot of different organisations, from consulting to technical, through to sort of digital media, where I am today. And one of the things that organisations are trying to do more and more is to become more agile, more flexible, more collaborative, and to gain advantage through that. I think if you look at the history of where we are today, most mergers and acquisitions, and I think probably a lot of you may have gone through that in your career, or are probably sort of starting to go through that, take companies through a great deal of turmoil and a lot of change for very little competitive advantage at the end. And then we have a very different paradigm which is opening up. We have different organisations that are creating new and different ways of doing things, that are challenging the status quo and challenging the way that businesses are run. Some prime examples of that are Airbnb, for example, an organisation that in 2011 I think was probably a market cap of about 2 billion. It's around 10 billion now, and it doesn't actually really own anything. It leverages, through technology, other people's assets. It's a very different way for businesses to run, grow exponentially, and deliver big growth back to people. So we have this very interesting smorgasbord, I would say, at the moment, of a world where we have lots of small digital organisations challenging, innovating, doing different things. Very different types of organisations like Airbnb and Uber coming into the marketplace. And then we have bigger traditional corporate organisations, which I've worked in and do work in today, who are struggling with engagement, who are struggling with innovation, and who are struggling to make decisions quickly enough and respond to some of the competitors in the marketplace. And so all of this has sort of drawn me to the conclusion that I think, wow, first of all, what a really exciting time to be working in our profession, and a really exciting opportunity to be involved in all of this. But also, it's a time where we need to be helping organisations rethink how they structure themselves. If we look at the digital and information world, that's growing exponentially. Our organisations generally still are very linear, very structured, and not very fluid. And so I'm really passionate about working with people and organisations to think about how we can do things differently. And I think that really challenges us as HR professionals in terms of what our role is. Because our role in that world becomes much more about creating connections, creating collaboration, creating innovation and creating opportunities, and much less about sort of managing the structures and the hierarchy and the control systems within an organisation. And I get sort of the frustration of that as well, because I think a lot of, I think particularly myself as an HR director, you find some CEOs who are very open and very responsive to that, and some organisations that are still very worried about risk as well. So I'm hugely passionate about the fact that we are entering a new phase of organisations and how they run, and that we really are in the heart of that. And that really drives a different type of individual in terms of curiosity, flexibility and adaptability.